Today I want to talk about Casper and their new track and trace logistics platform. And while I was collecting some information on this, it reminded me of the old TradeLens platform that involved XLM and XDC. And as I began to think more about that, it made more and more sense because Casper is working with IBM on the Hyperledger and on their platform overall, and in particular with the tokenization of IP with IPwe. But another thing in that is that IBM's Hyperledger is also connected into XLM, and we actually call out Casper right here. So if we go extend that and say, well, if IBM was involved with TradeLens, and if Casper and XLM were actually working with Maersk at different points in time, then is a new TradeLens platform actually happening right now, or at least a combination of platforms that might recreate that trade finance platform that combined XDC and IBM and therefore XLM with R3 Corda and TradeFinex and things that I talk about with XDC a whole lot. And I think it's a little bit of a tangential connection still, but at the same time it makes sense, because if you go back and look at the trade tech map, it is very connected into trade finance global, the ICC, the UN, TradeFinex, and EGO, and trade tech. Like, all of these things are on the XDC map that I referred to constantly. So it's not something that I don't think we can prove anytime soon, and I don't think that there will be one joint trade finance platform. But with all of the connections that XDC and XLM have, and now if we add in Casper as well, that makes things really interesting, especially because they are working with Maersk now in their program that is working on tokenizing IP and patents on the Casper network itself, which is worth a whole lot of money, and it seems to be becoming much more active right now. But in this article from January 18th of 2023, we actually are able to connect Casper and IPwe, which is obvious. But if you go down here, it takes you to an article from November 7th of 2023 that calls out Maersk and Siemens Energy as some of the first people who want to work with IPwe in the tokenization of their IP. So it's not like Maersk and Casper are not familiar with each other, and because of with TradeLens, they are very familiar with IBM as well. And I think that all of the tokens that have heavy ties to IBM will have a lot of success in the real world asset tokenization space. among a number of other things as well. So if we go to Tokenizer's thread that I actually commented that on, he is comparing XDC, Casper, and the Morpheus network as well, which I don't have a ton of interest in at this point, not because I don't think it is good, but just because I think I am pretty well covered with XDC and Casper, and it is an ERC20 token, so I don't like to pay ETH gas fees. But he calls out the connections that XDC has and the connections that Casper has with smart financial contracts. So it is a idea that I'm still working on, but I think it has some traction at this point in time. So as far as Casper's new track and trace platform, here is a short clip that explains it a lot more.
We're happy to introduce Casper Labs. Casper Labs is a next-generation supply chain partner that delivers modern technology solutions. We ensure the integrity of complex supply chains by enhancing the transparency of the product delivery processes. Our track and trace solution is an entirely new system that evolves your supply chain from a liability into an asset. With our solution, you can resolve issues faster, easily authenticate assets, and ensure regulation standards. Issue resolution. Our technology does more than track. It can locate bottlenecks, inefficiencies, or disruptions in real time. Asset authentication. While traditional ledgers merely scratch the surface of asset tracking, we empower you to dive deeper and verify goods at every step, instantly with our blockchain. Ensure regulation standards. Regulatory compliance is becoming a team sport. We can ensure you and your partners exceed industry and government standards with 24/7 audit access on our immutable ledger. The new era of supply chain management is more than moving products. It's about the intelligent orchestration of end-to-end logistics. We understand you're evolving along with the expectations of your customers to a new paradigm where you can predict, adapt, and innovate. Casper Labs doesn't just offer technology. We specialize in solving problems.
Okay, yeah. So at that point, it's not pertinent to this here. So here are all of those 4 points. Well, in fact, it is a different collection of points, but they are comparable and talk about reducing carbon footprints, which is actually something that Maersk was involved in with the first ESG smart pool, and they are one of the founders on that. So we're just connecting some more points here, right? So if you go and check out this page, this is their new track and trace page. And if you want, and if you have a corporate email address, you can receive an ebook and a solution sheet as well. I could, but I'm just not right now. But there is some interesting information on this page that isn't for the trade finance industry outright, but a lot of it can be applied to that as well. So here is the blog post that is actually here that is called New Supply Chain Trends Transforming Businesses, and that is from December 5th of 2023. So it said that 2/3 of supply chain executives said that they experienced a 6 to 10% loss of annual revenue due to the I won't say that word on here in 2021. and there was the war in Ukraine as well. And right now, we have a lot of tension happening around the Red Sea, which is a primary trade route as well. So the more options that companies have to make things more cost effective and more efficient will help to reduce the amount of hits that they actually take, where they would have to charge us even more. So this is all a little bit high level, and if you're at all in tune with the supply chain and trade finance industry over the since about 2020, then a lot of these things will be pretty common sense and obvious, especially with where our society is in terms of ESG and how they are pushing that along. But it also talks about AI to optimize routes off of traffic, weather, and delivery windows as well. And of course, Casper is working with IBM to tokenize AI to make it more effective and what they call more ethical as well, because they are able to actually track the exact inputs that create exact outputs from AI. So I think that there is something that could be compared to a TradeLens kind of a supply chain program that involves Casper, IBM, and possibly even XLM and XDC, with all of XDC's connection into the trade finance industry.